The Edo State Government and the All Progressive Congress clashed over allegations of corruption. APC's acting state chairman Jarret Tenebe accused the state government of corruption involving a modular refinery, a five-star hotel, and the misuse of e-governance to potentially destroy vital information if the People's Democratic Party lost the upcoming election. In response, Crusoe Osage, special advisor to Governor Godwin Obaseki on media projects, accused the APC of ignorance and diversionary tactics to deflect from their candidates' deficiencies. He defended the government's e-governance system and investments, attributing project cost increases to the APC-controlled federal government's economic mismanagement. APC's Ofure Osehobo countered, labeling Osage's response as an attempt to deflect from the Obaseki administration's failures, calling the ERP system a fraud and criticizing the investment in the Radisson Hotel as a misallocation of resources. Osehobo questioned the ownership and equity shares of the refinery and hotel projects, demanding transparency from the state government. Now, let me start with you, Emmanuel. Yeah. What is your immediate reaction to this back and forth between APC and PDP in Edo State?
Well, the fact is that corruption allegations are not very new to us now, and it's part of the shenanigans of politicians who want to actually outsmart themselves in a way to score cheap political goals. But I think that at the end of the day, it's important for very thorough investigation to be carried out so that we know who actually is saying the truth. For me here now, I may not be conversant with the facts of the matter as to determine exactly who is saying the truth, but I think that we should have a way of trying to also unravel some of these allegations and prove it to a logical conclusion. So for me, it's part of the shenanigans of politicians who want to outsmart one another.
Well, you think that the PDP-led government, the spokesperson of Governor Obaseki Osage came out to accuse the APC of diversionary tactics to deflect from their candidates, according to him, the APC candidates' deficiencies, as the case may be. Would you agree with him that that is what is going on, since you said it's political shenanigan going on between both camps?
Well, like I said, I don't have the facts of the matter. I don't actually have what the facts are on the other side. So I may not say exactly what is the true position for now. But I think that it's something that they need to actually sort out, and then we need to have the facts of the matter before us to know exactly who is saying the truth or who is not saying the truth. But I think that it's one of those things in the political landscape of Nigeria where politicians, accuse themselves and then just to score cheap political goals.
Interesting, cheap political goals. What is your take, Mr. George?
Okay, like the Associate Prof said, what you see playing out today is permissible within the political system, especially during the electioneering campaign. People will accuse and there will be counter-accusations all geared towards swaying the voters into voting them. The issue of corruption, we have the EFCC and other anti-graft agencies that are saddled with the responsibility of investigating to ascertain the veracity of the claim. It is not for we to sit here without being armed with all the facts to begin to say, okay, this is actually the truth or not. And again, I want to say that there is something that is lacking in recent time in the development of Nigeria. The media, which is the fourth estate of the realm, I think are not playing their role as they should be doing. Back in the days, we used to have investigative journalists who will actually unravel some of these things and blow it out for the public to know. But today, it appears that that aspect of investigation by the media has taken a backseat. So we are not actually armed until the anti-graft agencies wading into the matter. The issue here now is that there is actually an accusation of corruption There's actually something that's the issue of Radisson Hotel and things like that. It is for the agency, anti-graft agency, to wade in, investigate, and find out actually if there was the issue of corruption and all of that. And whoever that is, the culprit should be, made to answer for it.
When you say the culprit should be made to answer for it, I mean, over time, the opposition of different states, as the case may be, even at the federal level, has come out to blow whistles while engaging the ruling party at different tiers of government. However, with all the information the opposition have brought out, how many would you say the anti-graft agencies have actually built upon to investigate and prosecute? Now, when you also say the anti-corruption, anti-graft agencies should make offenders answer, how many convictions can the anti-graft agency boast of? How many court cases have been laid dormant unanswered to?
Okay.
Would you say that anti-graft agencies actually are doing the right thing, or they are doing their best, as the case may be?
Well, even the anti-graft agencies we are talking about are all product of the Nigerian society, which on its own is corrupt. So it's quite difficult for them, even when some of them actually wants to work, but the powers that be hinders that aspect of their work. That is where the system needs to be effective differently from the leadership of the country. If we have an effective and running system where their job functions is well cut out, spelled out in the Constitution, and nobody, can actually stop their job. Because some of these things are in the funding. When some of these agencies don't get a first-line charge from the Federation account, it becomes difficult. The person that will always call the shot will want to emasculate them, because they did not do his or her bidding. But where these people get their money from first-line charge from the Federation account, where nobody can actually tamper with it, and you have some fearless Nigerians who command these agencies, you see that things will begin to work. Then on the issue of how many cases have they been able to prosecute all these years, I must tell you that the judiciary is also a part of the problem. We need to amend some of our laws to allow these people to pursue some of these cases to logical conclusion. The judiciary also is an impediment. You see some kind of people going to court to get some kind of injunction, stalling some of this, even when there is overwhelming evidence that they actually are involved in this corrupt case or the other. But due to the laws, our judicial laws and things like that, it gives them a leeway. It gives them a leeway to escape some of this issue. So I think these are some of the things that we need to carry out a reform, a complete reform, to be able to do this job very well.
All right.